Hello, welcome to eTeachers 365, where education and culture meet. My name is Elaine Johnson, wife, mother, educator, master storyteller. Today I'm going to read a story with you called The Day You Begin. It was written by Jacqueline Woodson and illustrated by Rafael Lopez. There will be times when you walk into a room and no one there is quite like you. Maybe it will be your skin, your clothes, or the curl of your hair. There will be times when no one understands the way words curl from your mouth, the beautiful language of the country you left behind. My name is Rigoberto. We just moved here from Venezuela. And because they don't understand, the classroom will fill with laughter until the teacher quiets everyone. Rigoberto, from Venezuela, your teacher says so soft and beautifully that your name and homeland sound like flowers blooming the first bright notes of a song. There will be times when the words don't come. Your own voice, once huge, now smaller, when the teacher asks, "What did you do last summer?" Tell the class your story. "We went to France," Chayla says. "These shells come from a beach in Maine. A boy named Jonathan holds out a jar filled with tiny shells, so fragile they look like they'll turn to dust in your own untraveled hands. My whole family went to India, Spain, South Carolina. Each souvenir a small triumph of a journey. Their travels going on and on." And as you stand in front of that room, you can only remember how the heat waved as it lifted off the curb, and your days spent at home caring for your little sister, who made you laugh out loud and hugged you hard at nap time. You can only remember the books you kept on reading long after she had fallen asleep. And in that room, where no one else is quite like you, you'll look down at your own empty hands and wonder, what good is this when other students were flying and sailing and going somewhere? There will be times when the lunch your mother packed for you is too strange or too unfamiliar for others to love as you do. When even your own friend Naja will wrinkle her nose and say, "What's in there anyway?" And you'll wonder how she doesn't see the rice beneath the meat in kimchi. You'll wonder why she doesn't remember that rice is the most popular food in the world. There will be times when the climbing bars are too high. The run is too fast and far. The game isn't one you can ever really play. "I don't want him on our team." You can watch. Maybe you can have a turn later. There will be times when the world feels like a place that you're standing all the way outside of. And all that stands beside you is your own brave self, steady as steel and ready, even though you don't yet know what you're ready for. There will be times when you walk into a room and no one there is quite like you until the day you begin to share your stories. My name is Angelina, and I spent my whole summer with my little sister. You tell the class, your voice stronger than it was a minute ago, reading books and telling stories. And even though we were right in our block, It was like we got to go everywhere. Your name is like my sister's, Rigoberto says. Her name is Angelina too. And all at once, in the room where no one is quite like you, the world opens itself up a little wider to make some space for you. This is the day you begin to find the places inside your laughter and your lunches, your books, your travel and your stories, where every new friend has something a little like you and something else so fabulously not quite like you at all. The day you begin.
Thank you for watching my mom's video. Please like, subscribe, click the notification bell to get notified. Keep watching my mama's videos. Bye.
So, why did I choose this book? There are so many reasons. My husband is actually holding up a big chart so I don't forget something. So I think that this story is, first of all, the author, Jacqueline Woodson, has a number of elementary, middle, and high school books, chapter books, if you're looking for diverse stories with a different perspective that shows African-American stories. Jacqueline Woodson is amazing. Most of her books have won Newbery honors. The Day You Begin, I think, is the perfect introduction. As a teacher, I used to read Dr. Seuss books all the time, but now, my first day of school, The Day You Begin, it's perfect. It's the time when children are nervous, they're unsure, and so if you read a book like this and you let the children know that in your classroom, they are safe and that they are allowed to be seen and heard, specifically children of color with curly hair or different shades of skin color. When you go into the classroom, if you are the only one, this helps to make them feel welcome. And so even if you do not have any diverse children in your classroom or in your household, these are the stories that you bring home, because this is when you start telling the lessons. This is where you start asking, well, do you make any connections in this story? Did this remind you of something you've experienced? Have you ever been the only one? Have you ever been unsure? Do you eat something that's a little different from everyone else? As a teacher, I am always telling my students stories about my own children, about my life, and different things that occur, because this is how I built relationships. This is how I let my students know that I care, and it's so important to me to let them know that when they want to share and tell their stories, that this is a safe place to do so. And if educators can let children know on that very first day that they matter, that their stories will be heard and seen, then they will open up for you and they will learn from you. Sharing safe spaces for stories, making sure they are heard, making connections, asking questions. This is, again, is a perfect, right before recess story, a perfect bedtime story where, as a parent, I would talk to my children, let them know that what they say matters, what they say is important, and to let them know in our home that you are safe to tell stories. And both of my children are talkers, similar to their parents, and so it's just really important to let children know that they matter, that their stories should be heard. And this is a great book. When you think about anti-racist and social justice, it's showing people, different children from all different lights. When you look at a story, you see different ethnicities represented. And, the little girl transforms. She starts out very shy and unsure, and at the end of the story, as she's able to tell her story, she feels more bold and she feels more empowered. And so it's our job as teachers and parents to make sure that our children feel safe and feel welcomed and are heard. Please follow, like, subscribe, comment. eTeachers365 for education and culture meet. Thank you.